What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the picks and matchups for UFC Fight Night Robert Whittaker versus Ikram Aliskerov. Let's not waste any time and get straight into these picks. Let's start from the bottom of the card. Zhao Long versus Chong Ho Lee. Both of these guys are coming off wins from Road to the UFC, so we really don't know much about them. But if I have to go with anybody, it's going to be Chong Ho Lee, because just look at the odds on this fight. It's pretty much the same. So let's say for a bet, it's probably the guy that's 9-1. But I think it's this one's definitely a toss-up. Zhang Long can go out there and get the dub, or Chong Ho Lee. But if I'm going with anybody, it's the dude that's 9-1. Next fight on the card: Magomed Gadzhilov versus Brendan Ribeiro. This is in Saudi Arabia, so you already know Dana White wants Magomed Gadzhilov to take that dub, and he is going to go out there and take that dub. Just look at this dude's stats. 6 takedowns average, 85% takedown accuracy. Significant strike accuracy is even better. This guy's going to go out there and just... We know what he's going to do. He's going to go out there and... No wrestling, brother. Wrestling, brother? Yes. I'll grapple you, brother? Yes. We already know what these dudes are about, so there's no point of even wasting time. He's going to be 9-0 after this fight against Brandon Ribeiro. Next fight on the card: Kyung Ho Kang versus Muin Ghafarov. We already know who's going to win this fight also. Muin Ghafarov. Even though the odds are a little bit closer on this one, we know that Muin Ghafarov is going to go out there and win. And he's going to go out there and probably do better everywhere. Probably better on the feet. Probably better on the grappling. That's what I think. He's just going to do better everywhere, regardless. That's why he's the favorite in this fight, for a reason. But Kyung Ho Kang is not a bad pick to win. Because look at his stats down here. Takedown accuracy 57%, which is double Muin Ghafarov's. And submission, he has a submission game. And even though he averages less takedowns, he'll probably stop the grappling, because look at his striking. 61% strike accuracy. Even more strikes landed per minute. Kyung Ho Kang could definitely go out there and take this dub. But the safer bet is definitely Muin Ghafarov. Let's get into the next fight on the card: Rinat Farinkhedinov versus Nicholas Dalby. We already know Rinat's gonna go out there and destroy this dude. We saw what this guy did to Kevin Lee. Kevin Lee is not a joke. I don't know why he would come back and take a fight against Rinat Farinkhedinov. This guy is a Terminator, bruh. He's scary. He is scary. Like, recently, I don't even think he fought. I think his last match was a jiu-jitsu match versus Paul Craig. So, not Paul Craig. What am I saying? What's his name, bruh? I don't know, the Australian guy. I forgot. Volk's jiu-jitsu coach. I don't even know how I could forget. This guy is like... I don't even know how I forget that dude's name. Like, I always see him all the time. Whatever. But Rinat Farinkhedinov is definitely going to go out here and take this W. He's going to go take that W. He's going to be 22-2. This is an easy one. Look at the odds on this fight. It's an easy one. You don't even have to talk about that much, because Rinat's going to go out there and get the dub. Next fight on the card: Muhammad Naimov versus Felipe Lima. We don't even see Felipe Lima. He doesn't even have a picture up here. He has nothing up here. And the odds, look at the odds. The odds are pretty close. They're pretty close, but a little bit in the favor of Felipe Lima. So, I don't know. Maybe this guy is dangerous. He's 12-1, so that's not a joke. But Muhammad Naimov, he's probably going to go out there and get that dub, because he's tested, man. He's tested. We don't even have any stats on this guy. Felipe Lima. So the safer bet's definitely Muhammad Naimov. That's who I'm definitely going to go with for this fight. But let's go next fight on the card. To end off the prelims, in the lightweight division, we got Jared Gordon versus Nasrat Haqparast. This one, look at the odds. They're in the favor of Nasrat, but Jared Gordon is not an easy fight. We saw what this guy did to Paddy the Baddy. He won that fight. He's not a joke. So Jared Gordon definitely has a chance to go out there and get this dub. And I think they're kind of disrespecting him with these odds, because look at the stats. The stats on the feet are pretty close. His significant strike accuracy is almost 70%, which is great. And he has power in those hands. And he averages more takedowns and takedown accuracy. So If anybody's gonna get the upset of the night, it's Jared Gordon. So I think, screw it, I was gonna originally go with Nasrat, but screw it, I'm going with Jared Gordon. He's gonna go out there and get this dub. Next fight on the card, to start off the main card of UFC Saudi Arabia, we got Johnny Walker versus Volkan Ozdemir. Man, I love Johnny Walker. He's a great dude. He has a funny fight style, funny dancing. You gotta love Johnny Walker. But this guy's one downfall is the glass chinny chin, man. I don't know. And Volkan Ozdemir, all of his wins are first round knockouts. This is not a good matchup for Johnny Walker at all. This is not a good matchup for him at all. I want to see him go out there and do it with that wild style, that wild elbow, that wild knee, that wild punch. But I think Volkan Ozdemir is going to take this fight. But we'll give Johnny Walker the benefit of the doubt. I'm betting on Johnny Walker. He took that loss to Magomed. I know that stung him. Magomed Ankalaev knocked him out. I know that stung him, so he's not going to go out here and take this loss, man. His chin has to hold up, man. At least once, man. I'm praying for Johnny Walker to get this dub. And he is going to get this dub, and that's why I'm picking him. Next fight on the card, Shera the Bullet Magomedov versus Antonio Tricoli. Man, Shera Magomedov's going to go out here and take this dub. But there's a reason there's no odds on this fight. Because they want Shera the Bullet Magomedov to win. But look at this. This guy, Antonio Tricoli, averages 3.8 takedowns a match. 100% takedown accuracy. 3.8 submission. Shera the Bullet Magomedov is an amazing striker. He throws roundhouse kicks like they're jabs. But we saw him get exposed with the grappling. We saw what Bruno Silva did to this dude. So I don't know. I don't think this one might. We might see a fraud check here. There might be a chance of a fraud check. But I'm hoping that Shera the Bullet Magomedov can win because he's an entertaining fighter to watch. Hey, the pirate is here. Come on, you want to watch that guy. And he's missing an eye? This guy's Dagestani Michael Bisping. Ginger Michael Bisping. So I want to see Shera Magomedov get this dub. And I think, since it's in Saudi Arabia, they're pushing this guy to get the dub. So, if anybody's going to get this dub, I think it's Shera Magomedov. And that's who I'm going to pick for this fight. He's going to be 13-0 in his next one. But Antonio Tricoli is not an easy fight for this dude. Not at all. So, we might see the upset here. This fight card might have a lot of upsets, man. That's what it's looking like to me. Next fight on the card, Kevin Gastelum versus Daniel Rodriguez. Man, I heard that this fight is originally at 170, but Kevin Gastelum can't make that weight, and we know why. This guy loves to eat. This guy loves food. He's just like me. I kind of got that Kevin Gastelum build right now, which is, I don't know, that's kind of bad, but I'm locking in. I'll have that Paulo Costa build by the end of this year. Regardless, Kelvin Gastelum, he's going to take this dub, man. In his last fight, he got kind of exposed by Sean Brady, but Sean Brady is an elite grappler. He has no striking. He got TKO'd on the feet by Bilal Muhammad because this guy can only grapple. But even though he can only grapple Sean Brady, he's an elite grappler. That's why he outgrappled Kevin Gastelum. Alright? The Daniel Rodriguez is not going to go out there and outgrapple Kevin Gastelum the way Sean Brady did. So Kevin Gastelum's going to go out there and take this dub. I don't know if it's going to be by finish. I don't know if it's going to be by decision. But I know Kevin Gastelum's going to get this dub. That's why he's so favorited in this fight. Look at those odds. Let's get into next fight on the card. The co-main event in the heavyweight division. Sergey Pavlovich versus Alexander Volkov. Sergey is going to go out there and knock out Alexander Volkov in the first round. He's going to knock him out cold. Like Sergey does. Sergey doesn't play. He comes out there, and if you're not Tom Aspinall, if you're not John Jones, if you're not maybe Cyril Gahn, just flurrying away with the decisionator type of win, but Sergey just goes out there and knocks you out, man. If you're not those three guys, maybe Cyril Gahn. I think he would still knock out Cyril Gahn. And that's who originally he was supposed to fight, which I think he should have. Cyril Gahn, he's a ducker. After he got submitted by John Jones, man, this guy doesn't want to fight real contenders no more, so screw Cyril Gahn. Sergey Pavlovich is a real savage. He took that fight with Tom Aspinall on short notice. And most people were saying, oh, Sergey's going to go out there and knock Tom Aspinall out. He got knocked out cold. That was a bad knockout. But that's almost a year ago now. So he's probably fully recovered from that. And if I have to bet on anybody, it's definitely going to be my dude, Sergey. And I love watching Sergey fight. He just goes out there. He's like, you either knock me out or I knock you out, brother. There's no in between. He just outboxes you everywhere. At range, in the pocket, he's nasty. And you've seen those pictures of him lately? He's looking like a Russian Terminator. They made this guy in a lab. Putin watched this guy get born from I don't even know, from a little cell. He saw Sergey grow up. Sergey is not a normal human being. But that's it for this fight. Sergey's definitely taking this one. For sure. For sure. Alexander Volkov is not going to go out there and keep him at range. He's not going to go out there and just out-grapple Sergey. That's not happening. Sergey's going to go out there and knock him out. Even though it's going to be sad to see, because I like Alexander Volkov. But let's get on to the main event of the evening. Originally, this was supposed to be Robert Whittaker versus Khamzat Chimaev. So I think that greatly benefits Robert Whittaker, because Robert Whittaker was training for Khamzat Chimaev this whole time. Who's Ikram Aliskerov's one loss to? Khamzat Chimaev. Boris himself is on the brink of death, so we're not going to bring him up. I don't even want to talk about that right now. But Robert Whittaker is most likely going to go out there and just outpoint Ikram every round. He's not going to outgrapple Robert Whittaker. He's not going to just beat him up. The only way I see Ikram winning this is if he goes out there and catches Robert Whittaker with something crazy, just knocks him out cold. And that could happen, because Ikram has some nasty striking. Even though Khamzat Chimaev knocked out Ikram Aliskerov, I think Ikram Aliskerov has way better striking than Khamzat Chimaev. This guy goes out there and is like a Terminator. His last fight against Warley Alves was disgusting. That flying knee that he threw at him, you saw his eyes roll back in his head. Ikram Aliskerov is not a joke on the feet or in the grappling, so this is not an easy matchup for Robert Whittaker. But I'm definitely backing my boy, Robert the Reaper Whittaker. I'm literally pounding my heart right now because he gets me so hyped, and he's a great fighter to watch, and he's just a great dude in general. I love Robert the Reaper Whittaker. So for the main event of this fight night, we're going with Robert Whittaker. Alright? And those are the picks for UFC Fight Night Saudi Arabia. Robert Whittaker versus Ikram Aliskerov in the Kingdom Arena. Wow, for their first Saudi card, and it's a fight night, the UFC really showed up. Just look at this main card right here. Look at this main card. We got Sharon Magomedov, we got Kevin Gastelum, we got Sergey, we got Robert Whittaker, we got Johnny Walker versus Volkan Ozdemir to start off the main card. Wow, that's how you know it's a good one. This could literally be a pay-per-view level card. Literally, pay-per-view level. And even the prelims aren't that bad. There's a lot of good matchups on these prelims. Rinat Faringadinov is a great fighter. This is a great fight night. I can't wait for it. It's in the middle of the day too. The prelims start at 12 o'clock and the main card starts at 3 p.m. This is perfect. You can watch it in the middle of the day. You don't have to waste any time. So those were my picks for UFC Fight Night Robert Whittaker versus Ikram Aliskerov. Let me know if you disagree in the comments, and everybody have a great night watching these fights as well. It's not even going to be the night. It's going to be in the middle of the day. So have a great day watching these fights on Saturday, and have a great night tonight.